A woman is not your weakness. Your desire to be chosen is. That is where most men lose power. Not because they love, not because they care, not because they feel attraction, but because the moment they want a woman too much, they stop abandoning themselves. They stop thinking clearly. They stop protecting their time. They stop respecting their own standards. They become nervous over every message. They become emotional over every delay. They become available before trust is earned. And slowly, they become easy to control. Machiavelli would not tell you to hate women. He would tell you to understand human nature, because people follow value, people test weakness, and people respect consequences. If desire makes you needy, predictable, and easy to move, you have already lost power. In a world of power, the predictable man loses, and desire makes many men predictable. A woman smiles, and he changes his behavior. She pulls away, and he starts chasing. She delays a reply, and his mind begins to collapse. She gives a little attention, and he gives away his focus, his discipline, and his peace. That is not love. That is emotional dependency. A disciplined man can feel desire without being ruled by it. He can admire beauty without surrendering his mind. He can want someone without losing himself. But a weak man cannot. A weak man becomes a servant to the possibility of being wanted. And the man who needs to be chosen is already easy to lead. Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature. People do not always stay because of loyalty. They stay because the relationship still gives them value. Emotional value, social value, physical value, practical value, psychological value. And when that value disappears, many people disappear with it. This is not about women only. This is about people. Friends change when the benefit changes. Partners change when the exchange becomes unbalanced. Colleagues change when your usefulness disappears. Even family relationships can become conditional when sacrifice becomes too expensive. That is why a man must stop building his life on romantic illusions. Love can be real, but love without value becomes fragile. Attachment can be strong, but attachment without respect becomes dangerous. And respect is not created by begging. Respect is created by standards. Many men do not really chase women. They chase proof that they are enough. They want her attention to silence their insecurity. They want her affection to erase their emptiness. They want her approval to confirm their value. But when your value depends on being chosen, you become afraid of rejection. And when you are afraid of rejection, you start acting from fear. You over-explain. You over-text. You tolerate disrespect. You lower your standards. You pretend to be calm, while your mind is begging for control. That is how desire becomes a prison. The woman is not your enemy. Your need for validation is. Because if one message can control your mood, your peace was never yours. It was borrowed. And anything borrowed can be taken away. The first rule: control your attention. Do not give your mind to someone who has not earned your respect. Do not make one woman the center of your life before she has shown real loyalty. Do not sacrifice your goals for temporary attention. Your attention is your power, and wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. So protect it. Train, work, build, study, improve. Let your life remain bigger than your desire. Because the man with nothing to do becomes obsessed, but the man with a mission stays dangerous. The man who is always available teaches people that his time has no value. And once your time has no value, your presence becomes easy to replace. The second rule: keep your standards. A weak man changes his boundaries because he fears losing the woman. A strong man keeps his boundaries because he fears losing himself. There is a difference. If she disrespects you, do not negotiate your dignity. If she plays games, do not become a player in them. If she gives confusion, do not beg for clarity. Step back. Observe. Let behavior speak. Because words can charm you, but behavior reveals the truth. A boundary you do not enforce is not a boundary. It is just a wish. People do not respect what you say. They respect what you consistently refuse to tolerate. The third rule: never beg to be chosen. If someone wants to leave, let them leave. If someone does not see your value, do not kneel and explain it. If someone uses your feelings to control you, remove your feelings from their hands. This is not about being cold. It is about being free. A man who begs for love teaches people that his dignity has a price. A man who walks away teaches people that his peace is protected. Do not chase affection while losing respect. Do not chase love while abandoning yourself. Do not chase someone who only values you when you are useful. Because the moment you accept disrespect just to keep someone close, you teach them that access to you has no cost. And what has no cost is rarely respected. Machiavelli understood that complete availability destroys value. When you are always there, always ready, always answering, always explaining, always forgiving, you stop feeling like a man with a life. You become a utility, something to access, something to use, something predictable. Attraction needs respect, and respect needs distance. Not fake distance, not childish games. Real distance. A mission, a schedule, a body you train, a mind you sharpen, a future you are building. Friends, goals, silence, independence. The man who has nothing outside a woman becomes desperate. The man who belongs to himself becomes difficult to control. That is why independence is not coldness. It is power. One day, you will meet someone beautiful, someone intelligent, someone who awakens desire in you. And that will be the test. Not whether you can attract her, but whether you can remain yourself around her. Can you stay calm? Can you keep your mission? Can you protect your standards? Can you feel desire without becoming a slave to it? That is real discipline. Not avoiding women, not hating women, not pretending you do not care, but caring without losing power, loving without losing yourself, desiring without surrendering your mind. Remember this: the woman is not your weakness. Your need to be chosen is. So stop being weak around women. Become calm. Become focused. Become hard to manipulate. And when desire comes, make sure it meets a man who already belongs to himself. Master your mind. Protect your peace.